Okay, so I'm feeling poopy right now, and I found this little thing on Twitter. No, not Twitter. Tumblr. Something with a T anyway. That's called the 30-day self-harm challenge, and it's just basically a bunch of questions about self-harm. And a lot of them look positive, so I'm gonna try to talk them out and do them in a video. And if you want to redo it, be my guest. But yeah, this video may be long. It's probably going to be long because it's 30 questions, and some of them have pieces of questions. But instead of reposting it on my blog, I thought it'd be better just to, do this. Alright, 30-day self-harm challenge. I guess you're supposed to do one question a day, but we'll see how far I get. Number 1, how long have you been self-harming? Discuss why you started. I've been self-harming, I guess, consistently from ages 11 to 22. I haven't self-harmed in over a year, so. But I did have another incident when I was 7 or 8 with self-harm. That was. And I didn't do it again until 11. But first time I did it was a suicide attempt. So yeah. But I think it has to do something with, because I didn't really know what self-harm was. I just would, I would grip my hands really hard together and rub them, pretending to squish somebody's head or just. Anyway, I think it has to do with something with that because the more I did it, the harder I did it, the better I felt. So I have to wonder if that kind of led into actual self-injury. I don't know. Who knows? Number 2, what part of your body is most affected by it? I would have to say my my stomach. Yeah. Number 3, what is your motivation to recover? My motivation to recover is the fact that I can see what I can be. I see future. I have a future. I know that I can help people. I know that I'm going to be an awesome teacher one day, and I really want to help kids with music, and I guess I have that dream, and that's pushing me forward. Of course, it's pushing me forward because I want to achieve it. Number 3, Number 4, do you consider yourself addicted? Why or why not? Yes, absolutely yes. Self-harm is an addiction, and addiction is a disease. I mean, it's no different than drugs or alcohol in the way that you use it to cope with whatever's going on, and then you realize you can't stop it because all that stuff comes flooding back. So, yes. Number 5, what part of self-harm do you dislike the most? The guilt. The guilt. Guilt is one of my biggest triggers, and I don't know, there's just nothing like that that horrible feeling you feel after you realize what you've done, and you just feel guilty for hurting the people around you that love you, and that's the part I hate about it the most. Above the scars, above everything, is the guilt. Number six is kind of inappropriate. What about it do you enjoy? I don't enjoy any of it. None of it. So, number seven, list 10 activities that can help you calm down. 10 activities that can help. 10 activities that can help you calm down. Okay. Breathing. Um, breathing in all the nice positive thoughts and breathing out all the negative ones. Breathing is my number one. Number two has to be using grounding skills, realizing what's going on inside your body, um, realize what's going on in this moment, not what happened a second ago, not what's happening a second later, in this moment. Number three, I think would be exercising like yoga or taking a walk because I can really talk to myself when I do those things and usually help the physical part of exercising helps work off all that anxiety and just the mental part is just that I can talk it out with myself. Number four, number four, I would have to say, I guess distraction by watching TV or reading a book or doing something like that. Number five would be social media, going online and just seeing what's going on in other people's lives and just getting your mind off your own troubles. Um, Number six would be talking it out with someone who truly understands and will help you. Um, Number seven is writing. I should have put writing back up at the top, but writing really, really, really helps me because a lot of times when I'm talking to somebody, I can't express what's going on. I can't put into words what I'm feeling, but somehow on paper it all unwinds itself, and it's just so relieving. And sometimes I write whatever's going on, and I feel so relieved, so I rip it up and throw it away, and it just gone. Number eight, I guess would be doing something crafty. Writing a letter to your best friend, a real letter, not email or something. Um, Doing something crafty in the way of drawing, maybe sculpting with some clay. I recently did a little project. I made a little pencil holder for my desk, and well, I didn't make it. I bought it and I sanded it and painted it. I didn't really make it. It was a crayon holder. It's a dinosaur. Number nine, activity that will help me calm down. Kind of want to put yoga in there again because it's not true exercise if you really focus on what you're doing in yoga, focusing on the poses, focusing on your breathing. So I'm gonna put yoga in there again. And the 10th activity that I do to help calm down, I guess would be, gosh, I don't know. Um, I don't know what I've said so far. Well, it's another distraction technique, and I guess it would be cleaning or doing my laundry, getting organized. It just helps calm me down and realize that I can manage this stuff. Number eight. What's the most supportive thing anyone has ever said to you about self-harm? Immediately, the first thing that comes up in my mind is not directly related to self-harm, but it's about life, which can become overwhelming, which can lead to self-harm. But one of my dear professors at the college told me that sometimes you can't take life one day at a time. You have to take it 5 minutes at a time. And, I don't think I've ever truly thanked him for that piece of information, but it's just truly helped me. And, um, sometimes I took it a couple seconds at a time, but, it got me through. um, Number nine is another inappropriate question, so I'm just going to answer it point blank. You know. Number nine, have you ever taken pictures of your rooms? Discuss. Yes, I have, but I've deleted them all, thrown away. End of story. Number 10, how do you feel about your scars? I hate them. I really do. I, I'm embarrassed. Um, Especially because I have a professional image to uphold, and it's hard with scars. It's like a little insecurity. Um, Sometimes people, I like to refer to this, but sometimes people will say that uh, their insecurity is the way they look, or maybe it's just that one eyebrow is shorter than the other. It's true for me. She waxed half my eyebrow off. But anyway, and it's funny because I'm like, I don't even see that when I see you. Um, but with self harm, I mean, it's so evident. It's right there in your face, and that's how I feel about it. But you know, I'm embarrassed, but I don't try to hide it anymore, like my arms and stuff, because if they ask, what's the worst that can happen? How I'm taking it right at the moment. Um, but at the same time, my scars are a trigger for me because every time I see them, they're fading, and sometimes I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Um, Obviously, it is a good thing, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm losing a piece of who I was, but I'm gaining a piece of who I am. So, yeah. Um, Number 11, strangest place you've ever injured yourself. I guess it would be under the sink at the hospital. Yeah. Number 12, where do you keep your tools? Kind of inappropriate again. Um, I don't have any tools. Um, I mean, I do have stuff around that I could use as tools, but my tools I've gotten rid of. So yeah. Number 13, what is the biggest realization you've had about your self harm? Um, okay, do not take this the wrong way, but the biggest realization I've had is that in my situation, it was normal for me to start self harming. I didn't really know how else to deal with it. Now, once I've learned how else to deal with it, then it's completely unacceptable to self harm, and it's really unacceptable beforehand. But I don't feel that guilt about starting it anymore. I guess that's my whole realization. But please don't take that the wrong way. Let me see how I'm doing on time. All right, 14 minutes. So number 14. Is there anyone you consider to be an inspiration in your recovery? At the present moment, I do have friends and stuff like that that inspire me to keep going on the right track, but I think my true inspiration lies in the future people that I will meet, the future students that I will teach, the future relations that I will make is a true inspiration. Number 15, do you visit any websites about self-harm? If so, what are they? Um, I visit places that are inspirational in the sense that in recovery, not inspiration to do self-harm. I do visit a couple blogs and whatnot that are just, you know, true life. This is what I'm going through, but I'm gonna make it, further. Um, 16. What advice would you give someone about self harm? Um, well, it depends. Like, what advice would I give a person who self harms would be that there's so much more waiting past that self harm, in that they're not as stuck in it as they think they are. And I guess what advice would I give to somebody who doesn't know anything about self harm would be that it's not suicidal. It's um not that big of a deal. It's not as big of a deal as people make it out to be. It can be cured, you know. Um, Number 17. Do you know anyone else who injures themselves? Yeah, I know lots of people. 18. Write a letter to the future recovered you. I've done that. Go look at my videos. Um, 19. List 5 reasons that recovery is worth it. 1. Recovery is worth it because it makes you at peace with yourself. I'm not going to say happy. I'm not going to say, better. It makes you at peace with yourself. Um, Recovery makes you feel, it does make you feel good about yourself. You've overcome something. Number 2, um, because it's worth it to other people, not just yourself, but it's worth it to the other people in your life that truly love and care about you, and the future people that you will meet and have relations with. A third reason why recovery is worth it is because when you go to the doctor or when you do things that, you know, usually people would see fresh wounds, and if for me they would Baker-act me, God forbid. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. It's worth it because you have more confidence. You can go, yeah, I have scars, yeah, I did these, but it's been 15 months. Um, Number 4 reason it's worth it. All right, 4 reason that recovery is worth it because you're worth it. Whether you realize it or not, you are so worth recovering. You're not nobody, nobody on the face of the earth is past the point of recovery. Is past the point that they can't recover. And I know a lot of people think that way, but you're not. And the 5th reason that recovery is worth it is because you gain trust back, not only in yourself but in other people. In your relationships with people are just so much more comfortable, and you don't realize how enjoyable life can be when you're harming yourself every day. So those are my, off the top of my head, 5 reasons that recovery is worth it. Let's see, time wise. Okay. Um, what was it? Number 20. What is the most vivid memory of What is the most vivid memory you have of self harm? Not gonna answer. Um, Number 21. Have you ever tried to stop in the past? What are you doing differently this time of like a diet. um, you can't just cut out the sugar and cut out the bread and expect to have wonderful results. Because once you have wonderful results, you tend to just go ahead and eat sugar and bread again. Um, it's a lifestyle change you have to make. Um, you have to realize the reasons that you're doing it and that you're worth doing it, and you really have to retrain your brain. So when the self-harm trigger comes up, you can say, okay, that's a trigger. What am I going to do? And you actually have your choices there, and it's not like trigger, injure, you know. Number 22, what do you feel the most, where do you feel the most calm? I think outside. In the mornings, I go outside and do yoga and just while the sun's rising up, and it's my peace. That's where I feel the most calm, and I get ready for the day. And yeah. Number 23. What is your favorite inspirational quote? Oh, I have it right here. Never be ashamed of the scars that life has left you with. A scar means the hurt is over, the wound is closed, you endured the pain, and you are healed. I don't know who did that. It's just on my phone. Number 24. Trying to hurry. What are some of your main triggers and why? As I mentioned before, guilt is a main trigger. I guess because it just ties you back to the past. It ties you back to why you injured in the first place. And I really don't want to think about that, so I'm just gonna go on. um, Number 25. Do you know any? Damn, I hate that word. Statistics about self-harm. No, I don't. I don't really care to either. I just know that it's curable, and everyone can make it through it. That's my own statistic. Number 26. What is something that makes you the most happy? When I'm down, I can always rely on my puppies and my dogs to cheer me up. They're just so stress relieving, you know. Um, 27. Discuss any and all progress you have made. 15 months without self-injury. I think that's pretty good progress. Um, I've managed to retrain my brain to, you know, kind of like a stoplight. Okay, I gotta stop and figure out which way to go until another stoplight hits, just retraining your brain. 28. What short-term goals do you have? Short-term goals would be to become more confident with who I am, what I look like, and even though I do wear short sleeves now, I would like to wear shorts in the future. Um, that's my short-term goal. Number 28. That's 28. Number 29. Do you follow any self-harm blogs? Only inspirational ones, of course. And number 30. Post your favorite picture of yourself and write a positive message to look back on. Sure. I'll post a picture I took today. And a little Pullman quote and put it at the end of this movie if time allows me. So yeah, 24 minutes, 30 questions. I'd say that's a win. Good night.